This is what a archipelago item looks like in Metroid Prime. Jak and Daxter's power cell. You can actually scan these statues, but in this, it just straight up tells you, hey, Kingdom Hearts 2, Twilight Town, Central Station, Mithril Shard. In the Archipelago randomizer, you can just click up on the C stick once you at least have the Morph Ball Bomb, and it'll just hop you up. I just remembered my starting Kingdom Key has extremely good stats and an insane ability. I will begin counting the amount of tries it take. Never mind. Various suit. I can go to the Magmore Caverns now. I am going to have to add a Pride in Shambles counter. You know, as impressive as it is that Sora can clear those walls of rocks, realistically, he should at the very least be getting crushed by them. Alright, Donald. You now have one job. Cast Cure. It is time to see who is better. An infamous warlord, or a 15-year-old boy with a talking duck as a sidekick. And I got Second Chance, one of the best abilities in the game. Time to unlock this mysterious door with this giant key. The only way that anime people know how. Beating the crap out of it. Alright, let's check the archipelago item. Scout Fly! Yeah, I have a feeling those are gonna be the theme of things I'm gonna inevitably find but be disappointed in. Alright, let's check the archipelago item. Oh, kick! Nice. Alright, well, I have a singular attack option. Still cannot open Scout Fly boxes without the assistance of Blue Eco, but I can go beat things up instead of just running away from them blindly. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot. Now I can herd these yak cows into their pen. Man. Early PlayStation 2 games teaching kids that animal abuse is okay as long as it's a fictional animal that looks a lot like a real-life animal. Alright. Give me something since you were too lazy, Gramps. Missile expansion. This man is a war vet. He had a missile. He just gave it to this young, impressionable lad. Old people are the best, aren't they? You don't scare me anymore. I have the power of kicking. Maybe I should be a little bit frightened. Alright. I don't know why, but I remember as a kid, this was impossible for me to platform. And then suddenly it makes sense why I can never get past the first few set of worlds in this game. Mans is still laughing about all this fish. Mans may have lost it. You know, if only power was that easy in real life. Just find an ancient temple, siphon the seemingly endless supply of power off it, call it good. I'll use a bunch of giant mirrors and reflective glass to redirect the beams of light. And if only there was something like that in real life. Are you gonna do anything with those fish, or are you just gonna stand there and laugh at them? Bro is so thick, I can't even hit him. I just bounced right off. If only I was that thick and that happy. Maybe I would feel joy in my life for once. Give me the precursor orbs. Obtained. I sent Majestic Mushroom. Why? Oh, that orb cache I collected counts as a check. That's pretty cool. It's a good thing it didn't contain anything important, because I totally just ignored that earlier. Now, the question, am I able to actually get into the temple for the boss fight? It would appear that I cannot yet enter the temple underground. So we will have to come back here another time. Something that I don't realize for an embarrassingly long amount of time is that access into the underground section of the temple is a check. In fact, I skipped over the in-game tracker that shows what areas are locked behind progression checks. Multiple times. I get that at the time, running between levels seamlessly was insane, but man, does it take some time. I just realized the traps I got did not trigger upon launch, so the timer must have been going down when I didn't get them. When I wasn't playing Jak. So, I guess traps only matter when I play the game? If I get them while playing this game? I give you money, I have to do your job for you.
Oh, what a wonderful sight!
You better thank me.
I thank you. And the entire village will thank me. Boys, you have restored power to the village and guaranteed my re-election. And for that, my boy, you've earned a power cell.
Give me more than just a singular power cell for doing all that work for you. You owe me! Everyone loves the beach. There's just something about the sand, giant crabs, bombs being launched at you, the nice water. It's just relaxing all around. Wouldn't you agree? See, if I was able to get into this temple, this would turn into a supply of blue eco. Nope. Wrong again, dumbass. The blue eco vent is an item check not tied to the actual temple. If only there was an in-game menu somewhere that, oh, I don't know, listed these things? Which I could use to open that box over there, yeet myself off this, and open that cache over there. But alas, I am unable to hit a button on the ground. Dog. What's the dog doing? Dog's dead. That's what he's doing.
You're an irredeemable monster!
I don't know if it's just me, but that health icon in the top left always reminds me of a pretzel. Like a twisted pretzel. Item boost is helpful, especially in the early game when you only have potions and not elixirs. Yet I still cannot double jump in this game. How tragic. Okay, I must have been a dumb kid because I remember this being extraordinarily...
Are you near the egg yet?
Can you not interrupt me while I'm talking, please? I remember this path being extremely...
That's it. Just a little further. Do you see any other birds up there? Oh, here, birdie, birdie. Here, birdie, birdie. Here, birdie, birdie.
I remember this pathway up to this...
Animal lover. Do you see any other birds up there?
I remember this pathway up here as a kid being extraordinarily difficult and falling down a lot. So I must have been a stupid kid. And I would deal with this lady's stupid bird.
Safe up there.
Yeah, I'll
Here,
gently
birdie,
knock
birdie.
down this egg.
Here, birdie, birdie. Good job. Now meet me down here by the egg.
Okay.
Oh my! I hope the poor dear's okay. Here's a power cell for your valor.
No, no! No!
Look, isn't that cute? It thinks you're its mama.
Ah! I'm not your mom! You see any feathers here?
Oh, love at first sight. Oh. Listen, boys. I'll take this little chick back to the village with me and work with the sage to take care of her.
Well, at least she's working with someone. I wouldn't trust that lady alone with that bird. It would be dead within a week. She would... I don't know how she would get it killed, but she would most certainly get it killed. Well, unless talking to the mayor allowed me to use the fishing boat. No. Oh, there doesn't seem to be anything else I can do in Jak and Daxter. I'm wondering if, even if I had the ability to ground pound, I wouldn't be able to get into the temple. I would need... I wonder if access to the temple is a check, and access to the Misty Island itself is also a check. I don't know, but we're gonna head back on over to Metroid Prime and explore the Magmore Caverns. Alright, so it appears other than the power beam, I got nothing new. I did get some missile expansions, which always nice, we'll never complain about. Oh, I also got an energy tank. That is very helpful. Can I break this with regular missiles? I can't? Can you not? I am... Well, he listened. Thanks. Thunder boost. That is nice, but I don't actually have thunder. That could be for Donald and not Sora, but either way, Donald also doesn't have access to thunder. So, it's not... Can I even reach it without space jump? Oh, I can. Never mind. I'm really glad they remastered this game for the Nintendo Switch. being able to play it with actual dual controls is very nice. But I want them to remaster Metroid Prime 2. I played that game a lot more than I played this game. So that's what you creatures decide to do with your life. Just slowly walk around in circles and pick things up and eat them. Well, they know what they're about, so I guess I gotta respect that. I just don't have to respect them. This is a section where I can use the X-ray visor to see invisible platforms, but I don't think I can actually reach them without space jump. But the invisible platforms take you to that. But I might be able to finesse my way up there. Well, I guess before I keep trying, I should at least try and see what item is up there, and if it is worth it for me to smash my face into the side of this rock, continuously trying to get up there without space jump. Nope, it is most definitely not worth it. I will get that maybe later. Alright. Odds that this is yet another scout fly. Well, it's a little better than a scout fly. Power cell. I would have been very upset if it was yet another scout fly. I have made a mistake and cannot succeed at simple platforming. Well, I guess now that I have the power beam, I can do the rapid fire missiles trick. So that's nice. Yeah, normally this is supposed to be a lot more scary without the spring jump patch, but time for the ice level. We had a... Everyone knows you can't have a lava level without some form of an ice level. And I believe since we have the plasma beam already, there are a few items we can grab now instead of having to come back later. Maxed HP up is always nice. Luckily, I started with the wave beam, so I'm capable of destroying these... Scatter bomb. Scatter bomb? I guess scatter bomb didn't sound cool enough. They had to add a U to the end. They must be fans of Soldier Boy. Ecoless trap. Well, as we discovered, trap timers count down even when I'm not actively in the game. So that just means that was a whole lot of nothing. That's just rude.
No.
So this is a bit of a problem. Unless this item up here is boost ball or space jump, it is neither. I don't think I can grab it and then get out of this pit, because this is normally where you get boost ball to boost yourself out of that pit. But if I don't actually get boost ball, can I get out of the... Oh, I guess I can. Alright. Well... Is this gonna be yet another scout fly? You know, I did say earlier Power Cell is nicer than Scout Fly, but I was really hoping for, oh, I don't know, double jump, jump dive, roll, some extra form of ability for Jak. That would have been nice. I won't lie, when I first saw this shadow as a kid, I was like, oh, I have to go fight Ridley. That's pretty early on in the game. And then spent a significant amount of time running around searching for the boss fight, and ultimately being lost. before finally realizing you had to run all the way back to spawn, boost ball off the side, off the entrance ramp to Chozo Ruins, and get space jump. Needless to say, I was quite disappointed. You didn't get to fight Ridley immediately after seeing that shadow. Luckily, we don't have to stop playing Metroid Prime just yet. There's another section we can explore before we have to start getting creative with how we... Now, those turrets hurt. You can't just ignore those, can you? Well, I did. I shouldn't have. But as I was saying, I'm either going to have to get creative in maneuvering the environment to try and get items, or go to Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't think I've gotten anything in Jak and Daxter that will let me progress. Leave me alone. Okay. Now, I didn't play Metroid 2 on the Game Boy when it came out, but I did get it off the Nintendo 3DS eShop. And somehow I beat that game without ever picking up the spring jump for the Morph Ball. Ooh, space jump boots. We just got access to a whole lot of things we can just go and pick up now. But yeah, I guess you technically don't really need the spring jump. You could just Morph Ball bomb jump everywhere in Metroid 2. Oh, with Space Jump, I bet I can go back to Chozo Ruins and grab that jump kick for Jak. That would be another convenient item pickup. Well, at least it's not a scout fly. You know, I'm beginning to think those non-essential archipelago items are better than the essential ones. Because the essential ones are just filled with scout flies, which don't really help me. And the non-essential ones are filled with good item pickups for Sora. I don't know why I'm single jumping. That's why. If I space jump, I fall off. I am bad at the video game. Well, I have the X-ray visor, so I can get into the secret areas. And I have the plasma beam to open that door up there. But I don't have the grapple beam, so I don't think I can actually get over there. I guess before I go back to Chozo Ruins, I can go and grab these two items in the overworld. Without the spacesuit and the thermal visor, I can't actually get through the sunken pirate ship. Health trap. Well, somehow getting a trap for Jak and Daxter feels better than getting a scout fly. Probably because I don't have to deal with the traps, since the timer goes down while I'm not playing it. Yeah, that's right. Fly away. They're scared. Now, I know I said I couldn't do the sunken, but I can grab this missile expansion with space jump if I finesse a little bit here and there. It also looks like I need the ice beam to actually get into the sunken frigate, so that is another item I need to actually clear that section. Although I wonder how far I could get going backwards through it. Although it is going to be a minute before I can actually start to go backwards. Missile expansion is right there. And there we go. Alright. I'm not sure if that's the intended way you're supposed to get that, if you're supposed to use the grappling beam, or you're supposed to have the spacesuit, but, you know. Back in the Chozo ruins. Time to finally pick up that jump kick. I realize now that if I didn't acquire the ability to kick as Jak, I would not actually be able to use the jump kick. Well, it's a good thing I got jump kick first, or kick first, I guess. What's the best way to jump finesse to this item? Almost had it. I can do it, I believe. Oh, is it just like this? Well, that was easier than I was making it out to be. However, I don't think jump kick actually gets us anything. And I don't think there's anywhere else we can access, even with space jump. But I know we can access more areas in Frindrana Drifts with space jump. So we'll make our way there. Alright. Scout fly. So I could definitely reach that scout fly now that I have space jump. And instead of having to cheese it by smashing my face into the rock over there, I can just use the X-ray visor. Alright, scout fly. You better contain something phenomenal when I get all 7 of you. Hey, if you don't have something phenomenal, well, unfortunately for you, short, stocky, questionably competent politician owes me in Jak and Daxter. You owe me! Back again in the Phendrana Drifts, and now that we have Space Jump, there are quite a few more items we have access to. I don't know if it's just the style of music that has now become associated with every single snow/ice level in video games that I really like, but I do really like just killing.
It's time to stop!
That was not supposed to be a pun. Just chilling and vibing in the Phendrana Drifts. I mean, this music is cool, but what happened to my chill ice level music? This is not what I signed. I also did not sign up to. Well, I guess technically I did sign up to take all that damage because I just did nothing to destroy the enemies and did very little to actually avoid them. But this is not what I signed up for. I came here because I like listening to cool ice
No more!
level music. Again, that cool was not meant to be a pun. Unless you found it entertaining, in which case, yeah, I totally meant for that to be a pun. I don't know if the Chozo foresaw the future, or they just really like spherical shaped objects, but there are quite a bit of statues that are like, give me the sphere, and Samus can just become one. Oh, motherfucker! Oh. Onto the mini-boss. It's considered a mini-boss, right? I wouldn't consider it a main boss. I think it's a mini-boss because it doesn't have its own health bar. The adult version of these baby things I am about to murder. I could scan to look up their names, but I am lazy and I won't do that. Sheegoth. Man, I could use a Sheegoth in my life. I could just use a she in general. I'm kind of surprised that the plasma beam does damage to that boss, considering you normally would not have the plasma beam this early in the game. Ooh, torn page. That is a world unlock for Kingdom Hearts 2, which is nice. Specifically, you get to go have fun adventures with Winnie the Pooh. That's right, Pooh Bear. Winnie the Pooh exists in the exact same game that Goofy shuckin' dies in. Now that I have Space Jump, I can access the upper sections of this area, and that will get me to the door, that wave beam door that I can open, and there's also an item. I'm not sure what it is, but we shall find out. If it's another scout fly. Please, don't be a scout fly. So anyways, we can access this door and get to a new area. And hopefully there are some useful checks. Can I even progress in this area without the boost ball? I'm going to need the boost ball or the gravity, the magnetic rail ability for the morph ball. Can't think of its name. We'll be going back to Kingdom Hearts 2, since we did get a world unlock in that torn page, and we could do Pride Lands, where I get to embrace being Sora's inner persona. Now, we could start Pride Lands, but I'd rather have some fun with Winnie the Pooh. Because every time you get a page, you unlock a few... Well, I guess I do have to do the first fight in Pride Lands to get Kingdom Hearts to recognize that I have a torn page. Let's see if we can abuse reaction commands to defeat this fight, because I have a singular spell that does not deal damage. Donald, I said you had to heal me. You are healing Goofy. That is not okay. You can heal yourself, I guess, but Goofy, I have you set to Sora attack, where you support Sora and not Goofy. Alright, well, I was at full health and you were at full health, so I guess it's okay you healed Goofy there. But you're on thin fucking ice, buddy. Item slot, that is useful. Archipelago item. Archipelago item. Can we get a third archipelago item? No. But what were the archipelago items we got? If I can get it to show up in the capture. Alright, sorry about that hiccup, but I believe I got it fixed. So now we can get back into Kingdom Hearts. I will have put up a splash on the screen. I did manage to screen grab what the archipelago items were, but I had to reset the actual archipelago client to get it to show up in OBS. So... You know, I'm realizing at this moment, I took the screen capture, didn't really look at the archipelago items. So, if they were important, I'll look after playing around in Kingdom Hearts. But we did get another archipelago item, so let's check that. Missile expansion. Nice. Alright, we just got 3 archipelago items, so let's check that real quick. You know, I will take 2 power cells, since if we get 20, we get access to a new set of worlds. But that scout fly, I don't know. I don't know about that one, Kingdom Hearts. Ooh, magnet. Okay, that's helpful. We did also pick up a second combo boost back there, which is really good, since I already have one on my Keyblade. So I should go ahead and equip that right now. Guard, that is huge. I don't think Lion Sora can actually guard. Ooh, membership card. That's also another world. Alright, we're starting to get some extra world checks. Alright, nothing super useful, so let's check what that archipelago item was. It's a scout fly.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
I mean, I have to check to know, but I almost wish I didn't check. So I could go fight Scar, which is the boss of your first visit to Lion King World. But I gotta go play with Pooh Bear. I gotta go see what is up in the 100 Acre Woods. Alright, Piglet. Are you holding goodies here? Alright, Mega Elixir. That is the best item I could possibly grab. So I will take that. And MP Hystera. That better be for me and not Donald. That is for me. Alright? Time to check that archipelago item, but before even looking at it, Piglet, you're a good guy. I shouldn't have said that. You had a scout fly, you traitor. I shouldn't save you because of the scout fly, but you did give me MP Hystera, so I guess it cancels out. You know, we could do pirates, but the only offensive magic spell I have is Magnet. So I think I'm gonna go do Hollow Bastion, and hope I get Thunder, Blizzard, or Fire, since the pirates in the Pirates of the Caribbean world, you know, the mythical land that is the Caribbean, completely fictional, Disney made it up, does not exist in real life whatsoever. That the pirates there are weak to those 3 elemental spells, like, very weak. Alright, it's a missile expansion. I was prepared to be disappointed in yet another scout fly, but it was a missile expansion. Ooh, quick run. I will always take movement abilities for Sora. In comparison to, well, at least Metroid Prime, I'm not super familiar with the randomizer for Jak and Daxter. There are a lot more worlds and item checks to be had in Kingdom Hearts, so I'm not surprised that I am getting quite a bit of world checks, as the Disney Castle key that I just picked up there lets me go to, you guessed it, Timeless River. That's a lie. The first key gives you access to Disney Castle. The second Disney Castle key gives you access to Timeless River.
Whoa! Yeah.
You know, I've never actually played a Final Fantasy game, so I didn't know for the longest time that this guy's name was actually Squall, and they just call him Leon in Kingdom Hearts. Unless that is his name and Squall is just his nickname. Like I said, I haven't actually played the Final Fantasy game he is from, so I have no idea. But that ice cream is yet another world check, so we're probably going to be chilling in Kingdom Hearts world for quite a bit. Drive gauge powered up, that is nice. We don't have any drive forms yet, which do give us progression towards other unlocks, but when we do, having a higher drive gauge will be nice. And it's also convenient for somebody Chimkin Little, the goat. Alright, what are the two archipelago items? Progressive Wave Beam and a power cell. Well, that's nice. Being able to use a charge shot of some sort in Metroid Prime will come in handy.
Let's go! This way! Gather! Back! Yeah! This way! Gather! Yeah! Yeah! This way! Gather! This way! Let's go!
I had to escort Minnie a couple feet, but I feel like she's powerful enough on her own to take care of those Heartless. I mean, I'm not going to attack a single one of these guys, and she and I will get to the other end of the room just fine.
Let's go!
I guess that Fate power is our powers combined, but
This way!
I can't normally use that.
This way!
So, I feel like it's a lot more her than it is me.
This way. This way. This way. This way. Let's go.
Alright, nothing too crazy. But if we get a second Disney Castle key, we can go and beat Timeless River. I really don't want to do pirates until I have an offensive magic spell, but I might have to go swimming in the Caribbean sooner rather than later. Alright. I'm sure that's a scout fly. Can we get a second scout fly? A defense boost. Artifact of Life Giver. That is one of the 12 artifacts we need to challenge the final boss. So, you know what? I gave some shade to that treasure chest, and I was wrong. But now I'm sure the next 8 archipelago items I get are all going to be scout flies because I did that, so... Thunder! Alright, we can go fight pirates, and I think I have a Thunder Boost basic ability. Do you have Thunder Boost, Sora? You do! Alright, we take those. I don't know if I'm high enough level to one-shot all the pirates with Thunder, but it'll be close with Thunder Boost. Power Cell. We're getting pretty close to being able to progress through the lava tube in Jak and Daxter to get us access to even more levels, so we might be able to go there sooner than I expected. Ooh, Wisdom Form. That is actually big. That gives me a Drive Form to start leveling up, which will get me even more checks. And I have an offensive magic spell in Thunder, which Wisdom Form excels at magic, so... Alright, let's check this archipelago item. It was a scout fly. I don't know why I bothered wasting my time. This is one of the many fights in Kingdom Hearts 2 that you can't actually lose, as when you get to low health, it triggers the cutscene. But it never actually ends, so after a certain amount of time, the cutscene will just trigger, even if there are still enemies left alive. Kingdom Hearts 2 does that a decent amount. It's a little odd. I'm not sure why it's set up that way. But if I remember correctly, I think most speedruns of the game, you just take enough damage to get the cutscene skip. To get the cutscene early, I mean. But this is not a speedrun. It is a randomizer. So I will be killing as many of these I should be using the Goat Chimkin Little, but I will be killing as many of these nobodies as I can for experience. Alright, we have 3 different summons at our disposal, which means we can have our summons out for even longer, which is nice. If I remember correctly, when I scanned one of the artifacts when I first started Metroid Prime, one of the artifacts was in this station. Also, there's the second Disney Castle key for Timeless River. So, one of these archipelago items should be an artifact. Yep, artifact of world and power cell. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling the next time we go into Jak and Daxter, we can just do lava tube. Now, to level Wisdom Form up, every time we kill a Heartless, we get 1 EXP point to leveling up Wisdom Form. Which, as a kid, I thought it was each time you pick up a Magic Orb, you would get progress, since, you know, it's Wisdom Form, and Magic Orbs give you progress. Since the whole thing with Wisdom Form is being a magic-based form, especially since Master Form, to level that up, you need to pick up Drive Orbs. But no, I was wrong, and basically spent an hour farming off nobodies who only drop Magic Orbs, wondering, why isn't my Wisdom Form leveling up?
Give me strength.
Because I was a dumb child.
Gather. Oh. Gather.
Alright, we got an archipelago item. Scout Fly. And that is the max level for Wisdom Form. So, besides just getting Cura, which doesn't really matter in Kingdom Hearts 2, as Cure and Cura basically do the same thing, we got nothing out of Wisdom Form. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Jungle Elevator. That's gotta be to fight the boss to unlock the Blue Eagle vents in... Alright, so I guess I was right. The boat and the jungle elevator are checks. Alright, I can one-shot the pirates with Thunder Boost Thunder. Oh lord, he just shot a 15-year-old boy! I hope that isn't a check and this actually unlocks Blue Eagle vents. At least we have Lava Tube we can go through. It's Fire Canyon, not a Lava Tube.
Rocks have feelings too.
Do they? Well, if you can't break the barrels, become the barrels. Get back here, you diaper-looking baby. You know, I tried jumping that dark eco crate like I was some cool dude. I'm not.